Facelift and Fluffy Souffle are here. Good morning and good morning, kids.
You guys ready for a story? Some fun?
Faye and Fluffy, would you be in our chosen family too?
We'd love to.
And yet again, half-naked adults dancing on stage for money. Remember Faye and Fluffy, the dynamic bearded duo that puts on woman face, who work closely with children in their day jobs, as well as in their entertainment lives? Well, one of them is a public school teacher, governed by a regulatory body, which leaves some questioning if certain public displays of soliciting sexuality for money and handsy interactions with children conflicts with professional standards and a code of conduct. Tamara Ugolini here with Rebel News to bring you an update on the dynamic bearded drag fanatical duo that have become famous for their cross-dressing drag queen storytime endeavors. One goes by the name Fluffy Souffle, and oddly, Fluffy is actually a biological woman who is transitioning to become a male under the name of Caleb Robertson, but for some reason still desires to dress up as her actual biological sex, just in a more grotesque and caricature-like form. The other is a Toronto-based elementary school teacher who is governed by the Ontario College of Teachers that has a code of conduct, and it includes off-duty conduct, and of course has to adhere to strict professional standards. Facelift is a biological man named John Paul Kane who was featured in a piece by the Ontario College of Teachers called Professionally Speaking in 2021. Kane said that he was originally inspired in late 2015 by drag performers in San Francisco. I had already performed with my students at a few Toronto Pride events, but I knew I wanted to do more, he is quoted as saying. In a 2018 version of the same publication, it details expectations of teachers with what is called off-duty conduct. Basically, it says that teachers are rarely, truly off-duty. Teachers' off-duty conduct, even when it's not directly related to students, is relevant to their suitability to teach. It goes on to further reiterate to members that the Supreme Court noted the special position of responsibility and influence that they occupy. That comes with high expectations. Breaches of those expectations can cause widespread damage, before reminding teachers to always be mindful. The college says that off-duty conduct has many gray areas like risque pictures intended for private consumption that are made public. Could this mean that John Kane's off-duty engagements are conflicting with the teacher's code of conduct? Well, let's dig in. John Kane, i.e. Facelift, has many provocative drag performances with half-naked adults appearing from under his dress and doing God knows what else while under there, posted publicly on YouTube. Have a look. Here he is seen gyrating with half-naked unicorns. And more half-naked performances. And yet again, half-naked adults dancing on stage for money. As one fellow teacher pointed out to me, the burlesque routines shown are both very sexualized and very public. If this were a woman teacher parading and dancing around in a sexualized manner in underwear with other scantily clad dancers in a sexualized, provocative manner in nightclubs and burlesque shows, and if all of that was publicly posted on YouTube, as it is with John Kane, would the Ontario College of Teachers strip the individual of their license for conduct unbecoming or unprofessional off-duty conduct? Well, I reached out to the Ontario College of Teachers to ask just that. If a male teacher cross-dresses and sings, dances, hugs, kisses, and holds children on his lap outside of school hours, does this constitute professional misconduct of a sexual nature and or off-duty professional misconduct. Why or why not? And we'll get to that more in a minute. If a female teacher has video of her dancing in a sexual manner in underwear with other scantily clad dancers in a nightclub where she is seen receiving money in her undergarments, and said event was posted publicly on social media, would that constitute as off-duty professional misconduct? Why or why not? Because many want to know why John Cain is so shielded from professional criticism just because he's putting on woman face and part of a special interest group. And with all of that said, in the context of the Today's Parent video that was featured in my previous report, would hugging, kissing, and otherwise touching children be considered professional misconduct?
I'm hoping what the kids get out of coming to Storytime is an opportunity to see that things that are different aren't scary, that things that are different are amazing.
The Ontario College of Teachers defines professional misconduct of a sexual nature as touching, behavior, or remarks of a sexual nature that do not include touching or behavior that is necessary for the purposes of diapering, toileting, washing, or dressing a student as part of a teacher's professional responsibilities, remarks that are pedagogically appropriate, for example, terms commonly used in health classes. Neither of those circumstances apply to the clear stipulations of professional misconduct of a sexual nature. And now the college did respond and told me that they cannot speculate on discipline possibilities or outcomes. They did, however, share a link to prior discipline decisions. According to their most recent June 2023 member newsletter that lists discipline summaries, at least 6 teachers have been found guilty of engaging in inappropriate conduct with students or engaging in behavior that is likely to put kids or their students at risk. The first one, guilty of making inappropriate comments to and engaging in inappropriate physical contact with them. The third on the list, sexually abusing a student. Fourth, engaging a student in highly inappropriate, personal, and emotionally intense communications for more than 2 years. Fifth, sexually abusing 2 students. And the sixth, accessing and possessing images, movies, and videos of child pornography. Recently in British Columbia, a biological female teaching assistant was a target of threats by her regulator who told her she would be disciplined or terminated if she did not cease all social media activity after her employer discovered that she was running an OnlyFans page under an alter ego. When John Cain is working as facelift as part of the Faye and Fluffy show or whatever other identity flavor of the day comes next, that is considered off-duty conduct. So why do gender-bending adults get a free pass to evade rigorous professional standards and codes of conduct? Because they want equal rights or because they're part of a protected class? For Rebel News, I'm Tamara Ugolini. The proliferation of sexual perversity in classrooms is exactly why Rebel News launched a petition and campaign at stopclassroomgrooming.com. At that website, you can watch all of our reports on the subject of gender identity and sexual orientation and how it's infiltrated the classroom, and also call on your own Minister of Education to immediately address and assess the appropriateness and necessity of the ambiguously worded curriculum known as SOGI 123. Find all of that and more at stopclassroomgrooming.com.